Okay, welcome back to the Outlaw Performance Garage. We got Playa Lewis right here. He got the Hellcat, the black Hellcat. We got my Hellcat. We got the psychedelic Hellcat over here. And we're gonna head over to Overkill Performance. And you know, we're just gonna have a conversation about 850 horsepower to the rear wheel. And just, you know, try to get a feel for them, see what the shop looks like, see how they're running their show, running the business. And if everything works out, we're gonna be getting a freaking package deal today. Let's go. Whoops. Next time. I know everybody loves that cold start. This thing's loud as hell too with the cold start. There's the Marrow. Alright. We're gonna be headed out right now to Overkill Performance. Let's go. Man, I got the guys behind me. All I hear is a whine fest. So we got two Hellcats behind me, and I just keep hearing whining, man. I love it. Okay, so we're over here getting gas for the beast, as you can see, but right now we cannot use E85. So this is why we're going to Overkill Performance. This is what we want to use. We want to use E85 and this beast right here. So that's the end. That is the main thing. What's up, James? How you doing, man? Say what's happening, brother.
What's up?
All right. He's got the psychedelic here. So now we're gonna pump some gas and we're gonna head on down to Overkill Performance. So let's do it. Came up with the happy medium. So it's not I know that this car isn't going to be the fastest Hellcat out there, so that's not my intentions. My intentions is to be a faster than normal Hellcat and keep reliability in this car, because this is technically, I mean, I have a truck, but this is my daily driver. So when I'm off of work and I hop out of that commuter, I like to get my Hellcat and I like to drive it along with the Camaro. But as you know, the Camaro's down, so we will be putting a motor in that. But so this is my car, you know what I mean? So if my kid got a football game or my lady wants to go to dinner in San Francisco, I want to be able to just hop in this car and not trip. So the stage 1 800 to 850 horsepower package for this car is the way to go. And that basically consists of upper pulley, 2.85 to be exact. So with the 2.85 clutched Hellraiser pulley, you don't have to pin the crank. For that's what I'm hearing. And then we have E85 stations here. So I want to use E85. So with the E85, we can keep the stock fuel pump. Only thing we have to do is put a Kenny Bell booster pump and some 13, I think 1200s or 1300 injectors on it, and that's it. And a dyno tune, of course. I'm able to go to a shop and tune it locally, and when I make little changes here and there, I can get with that shop and get the you know, get the retune without having to drive 5 or 6 hours or a day or two. So that's why we're headed there. I always like to check shops out, make sure that they got reputation, make sure that they look the part, play the part, and can actually perform their skill here. A ticket later, an hour later, we're here. Overkill Performance, in the place to be. Jam-packed, as you can see. Lots of people, lots of customers. So here we go. What do we got? A ZL1 on the dyno. All right, man. Woo, woo, dang, look at that thing. Woo. So I'm talking, I didn't even know it looked this good, so I stood and got out of it. I know, huh? That's why I got pulled over. I had the candy paint on the Challenger Hellcat. All right, so we're here now. I'm gonna try to find the men behind the madness. So I'll get right back to you. Here's one of their track hawks. It's a beauty. This looks like it's all stock. I don't see a pulley on it, but it's got the intake. And this one, it burned or it shredded the belt. Yep, that's belt material to smithereens. Look. Yep. Yeah. Yep. The pulley freaking some shit. I don't know what happened. Let's ask him. Damn. All right. So. All right. So let's see what he got to say. Let's see what he has to say here. Where you go? Hey, what's your name again? Kevin. You mind if I look at these track hawks? All right. Hear that? He said it's all gravy, people. So let's check them out. Hold on, let me clean this lens. All right, so here we go. We got a Grand Cherokee. This is a track hawk with a big old whipple on it. Check that out, guys. That is nice. Oh yeah. I don't want to do nothing like this on my Hellcat, but this is pretty cool. You know, the Camaro's getting all the love when it comes to aftermarket stuff. The Hellcat we're gonna keep 800-900 rear wheel, reliable. So, but this is sick. It's got the wrap on it. It's got a wrap on it. It's pretty nice. Nice for a freaking family car, right? Hell yeah. All right, what else we got over here? We have another Grand Cherokee. So are all these track hawks? This is an SRT8, okay. So look, it's got the Clint intake manifold on it. All right, so this one would be like Pro Charger or throw some nitrous at it.
Oh, it's got a no, that's just intake.
There it is. No, it is. It's right there. Look, there's the blower.
Oh, yeah, Pro Charger. Right there.
Boom, hidden in the cut, huh? Secret.
Yeah, it's got a Pro Charger.
Ooh, yeah. There you go. All right, Pro Charger.
Yeah.
Sick. So, how you guys doing? So I finally got him out, guys. This is the man, the myth, the legend, Josh, at Overkill Performance, and he is going to lace us up with some game, and he's going to tell us what we need to do to make 750 to 800 horsepower reliable on E85. Okay, so what's your recommendation?
I mean, if you're going with E85, 750 is like, it's almost a gimme, right? You can almost take the car how it sits, put some slightly bigger injectors in it, and make 725, I'd say. So if that's the goal, 750 on E. Because so we have packages that go from the 700 OP 700 up to like the OP 950, and then after that you start getting into the built motor stuff. So the biggest thing is that 750 is usually where people go if they want pump gas, right? If we can get you 750 to 800 range, you can get on pump gas.
Really, 800?
Yeah. So you're right under 800 horsepower to the wheel. You can do on pump gas. benefits of E85 besides being cheaper.
On the pump in my place.
Yeah, if you got it.
On the pump.
If you got it. If you got it, it's safer.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. It's like my first catch on an E85 has little to do with power. It has to do with reliability. At the end of the day, first and foremost, when it comes to these cars, it's reliability.
Okay.
Right? You know,
Okay.
we've been doing this since 2015. We have never lost a motor.
Hear that?
You know,
That's what
never
I like
lost
to
a motor.
hear.
You know,
That's what I like to hear.
We've got a lot of the records on a lot of platforms, like world records. And then that, of course, contributes to over here on the West Coast. Of course, that means you got the time slips here, right?
Yeah.
And we've been pushing some of these cars. One of our first cars, the Project Perfect, he was making
Project Perfect.
stock blower, full bolts on one of the original cars, tuned with Tim Barth, one of his first nitrous cars. This is the first 1,000 horsepower Challenger on the West Coast.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we put nitrous on it. Made 1,100 on our dyno, and our dyno was really
stock
stingy.
motor.
Stock motor.
Oh.
Stock motor. And this guy grudge race, drag race, beat the crap out of it.
Yeah.
To this day, it's still running. He brought the car back so that we could go with
shitting me.
a bigger nitrous setup.
Bigger.
We're putting a ported blower because it's
He wanted more?
Where's it gonna break, right?
Yeah, where?
And that's always been my focal point. That's why when the Trackhawks came out, you know, the Trackhawks were limited. People were running 10s all day, and I had the vision that they could run 9s,
Yeah,
right? With just the factory stuff on them.
Okay.
I'm good at doing math, and I'm like, it's heavy, right? It's
Yeah.
800 to 1,000 pounds heavier than a Charger, let's say.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need XYZ more power,
Yeah.
but I have all-wheel drive, right,
Okay.
which is gonna help.
Okay.
So you put that thing together. I was like, I can run a 9 with this thing. So the whole goal was when I bought my Trackhawk is, you know, my main thing is I like to put my money where my mouth is, right?
Yes.
I'm
Prove
not
it.
one of the shops where it's like you go there and the owner drives the Tesla or something and working like I'm a Mopar guy when it comes to like the GTRs. I had a GTR. When it comes to my high end, you know, my exotic guys, I have those vehicles too. I have imports, Evos. So I've always made sure that I try to break my car first, right?
And yours be the test.
Yeah, and anybody who's seen us, like we were at the track 3 times, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, forever. I tried to break my Jeep and I couldn't.
Yeah.
There's so many safety parameters built
Okay.
into the way that these vehicles are ran,
Okay.
and that's why you run into a lot of issues with tuning. But it saves it. There's when it overheats, when the fuel's not right, when the boost isn't right, when your speed sensors aren't right. All that stuff kills the power.
Okay, so tell me this. Can we get near 800 rear wheel horsepower with E85, a booster pump, cat delete, a 285 upper, I have the cold air intake, and your specialty tuning? Can we do that?
Easy.
Hear that? All right, so
that's easy.
Okay, and a supporting mod, what do we gotta strap something on that axle?
So supporting mods
are
very important. So the most important spot to start at is going to be the diff brakes, right?
Okay.
The DRS performance diff brakes. And
I've been looking at it.
We buy them 15, 20 of them at a time. We keep them in stock.
Good. Okay.
You want that diff brakes.
Yeah,
that keeps that torsion from that. Because that's the first thing. Well, it's not so much the wheel hop on these cars. When they launch, they do a lot of twisting. So that's why they got a lot of these new braces, like the new billet one and all that stuff. It keeps you from doing all that twisting. So what happens is when you take off, it's a 2-piece drive shaft. It goes back like this, and then it twists. So if it's made to do this, right? So as long as it stays flat, it'll just come back and the universal joints and other things. But the problem is it comes up. You're talking about a 4,500 pound car, so it comes up and then it twists like the old drag cars. When they make a lot of power, they kind of These cars do that, but with the better suspension setups, you don't see it. But but mechanically, your car, the engine spins to the left. You're always gonna have that.
All right. Okay.
And so that's why you build your suspension to not do that. So what happens is you take off, it squats, comes up, and then it twists. And that's when you snap the axles. That's when you put. So now you come up. Your universal joint is fine at this angle, but now you make your universal joint come up like this and like this. It's not spherical. Right. It's like it's an actual knuckle. So you get that knuckle, and we've all used those things, and then it binds up, and then it snaps. Right. Okay. And that's what breaks things. So the most important step. Put that brace in. Even if you can't get the drive shaft, you can't get the axles, put the brace in.
At least the brace.
The order for your suspension brace first,
Mm-hmm.
then drive shaft,
Okay.
then lockouts.
What's the what
Lockouts.
Lockouts.
Lockouts, what that does is it takes your, so you have your subframe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's just rubber, right?
Yeah.
And there's spaces in between those. We've all seen them, right?
Okay.
So what the lockouts do is they go into the little rubber parts,
Yeah.
and it turns it to semi-solid.
Okay.
So it keeps all that torquing and twisting.
And that's not something they'll see under there,
You
right?
won't really see it.
Okay.
You'll kind of see it if you look, because they're black,
Right.
but they're like billet. So you'll see it, but it's not obvious, right?
Right.
So that's number 3.
Okay.
People think axles is number 3. Axles aren't number 3.
Okay.
That lockout's number 3.
Right. And we're not going to be at the track trying to prove anything. We're kind of
Because that stability on the street is going to be really important.
right. And then randomly, after I get my slicks and skinny set up, then go there just to see what it can pull.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's awesome.
So we can make it happen?
That's easy peasy, brother. So
Okay.
you're stuck on the 285?
I am, because I've seen 3 different people do it without pinning the bottom crank. They've been fine.
Got it.
And they each made, the lowest was 750 on pump gas, and then the highest was like 820
Okay.
with E85.
I got you.
Can we do that? I mean, what do you recommend? I mean,
I
know I want to do the best bang for the buck, but I also want to.
I mean, here's the thing: is we can put the car together with the 285, and then we could just have on the side a 2.7, 2.68 pulley, because basically we have a kit that's called the OP800, which is what you're doing, which is that setup that you talked about with E80. It's a 2.8 upper. Might be 2.85, but I thought it was a 2.8.
Okay.
With basically the FIC 1200s.
Yeah.
And the
Booster
pump, all that fuel stuff.
Yeah.
Here's the difference between that and, let's say, the 850 package.
What?
The pulley.
It's a smaller one, more boost, right?
That's it. So literally, you put on the 2.7, retune it, just a basic retune.
Okay.
You could even have 2 maps. If you have your own thing, if you're feeling froggy one day, you're going to take it to the track, YOLO.
Yeah.
Turn it up. Takes about 10 minutes to put on that pulley.
Okay.
You can use the same belt. It's going to be the same 572 belt.
Really?
It's all the same. Literally, the only difference between the 800, the only difference of that 50 horsepower,
wow.
right?
Yeah.
Is going to be that pulley size. And I
with
want
no retune? Or you'll set it up?
Retune. We would retune.
Okay.
So you'd have 2 different tunes, but it's not much adjustment because the car does a lot of the adjustment. But yeah, between those 2 is the pulley.
So
Pulley and a tune.
So you recommend that? I think I'd do it. So if someone barely beat me on a street pull, on top end, I would just.
It's all the it's
that
all
little
the
bit
same
of 50
work.
horsepower.
It's all the same work. It's all the same cost. So like what we have is like what we consider our 850 package is going to be spark plugs. Because that's prerequisite stuff. That's stuff people don't think about. You want to go with the colder spark plugs.
40,000 and I haven't changed.
You don't know what the spark plugs look like. The gaps are off.
Okay.
You always want to have. There's an NGK plug that's okay. We use the Brisk Racing Silver plugs.
Okay, so it's cooler.
You gotta. Those are custom special order, but we keep those in stock. Okay. That's what we've raced with for years. They look great.
Okay.
Here's the thing: people brag about, my spark plugs are so great. I'd rather your spark plug be a fuse. Now, when I say a fuse, I'd rather you go down a pool, say you got bad fuel or something happens or whatever. I'd rather you burn up a spark plug than burn up a motor. My spark plug survived. Good job. Now you need a new motor, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll burn down that spark plug and you'll immediately feel the car go, get out of it immediately.
Get out of it, yeah.
And you will usually save the car.
Yeah, you will
save the car. But then you have some of these plugs, which they're designed very well, and they're not like that material that they use for the silvers. They won't melt. They'll stay together.
They'll stay.
So guess what? Now your piston becomes the fuse, and it burns a hole through your piston.
I had Brian on the phone from LME. He goes, look, he's like, if your motor's knocking, we'll take care of it. If you lose oil pressure, we'll take care of it. But if you burn that piston, he's like, we're not going to back that up. That's in your tune.
That's in your tune. That's in your driving. That's in your fueling.
He said, everything else, I got your back.
And that's the thing is, there's only so much on my end I can do.
Yeah.
I can put safety parameters in this. But we've done the testing. We have hundreds of cars on the road from here, in Australia, in other countries. We've tested this in different areas, different altitudes, and Denver, Utah, all the stuff out here at the sea level. We've done the testing in winter, summer, so we know what they do.
Okay.
It's like we can put that set. Let me put it this way. It's to the point now. Let's say you were to get like the OP850, OP800. We install all that stuff. It usually takes us like 2 pulls, and it's perfect.
No way. Hell yeah. Cool,
So
cool. All right,
we've been doing this a while.
Well, you heard the man. How about let's sit down, go over some parts, crunch some numbers, and then see when we can talk about a time frame.
Get it, brother.
Let's do it.
We'll make it look. We'll make it look as fast.
All right, guys. So there you have it. Josh is hooking it up. Got the major discount over here. We're going with the 800 horsepower package. Well, I mean like 800, 820-ish rear wheel horsepower package. So we're all good there. It's been a long day. Talked a lot of stuff with Josh. He taught me a lot. Learned a lot about this car. The guy knows his stuff, so I'm comfortable with it. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing done. I made the deal. I'm gonna head back home. So thank you for viewing. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Peace.